Okay, greetings, salutations, good day, how are you guys and gals, and welcome back to the 5th series of Indy Lights. Let's go ahead and see how things stand currently in the global classification. It's currently, Hanaki leading the way halfway through the series with 80 points, and then we have Lazuli 5 points behind in classification, 75 points. Ashton Martin, who won the Mario Kart's Summer Madness a couple weekends ago, is third with 62. PFP UFO 58 and Fairy Bug 53. Golden Street classification, Crystal Milk Tea leading the way with 74 points. Utada Zoe is second, 8 points behind in 66. Para, 58, is third. Hanaki fourth, 53. And Berry Bug bounce out the top 5 with 51. Now let's have a look at the overall championship. It's Hanaki, of course, of Mialoon, 133. Ashton Martin, second. Two-time race winner already. 105 points. Despite her 2 wins, she's behind by 28 points against, who only has 3 second-place finishes at best. Berry Bug, third, with 104. 1 point behind Ashton. Para, fourth, 100. And PFP, fifth, with 98. And get out your ibuprofen if you're a Chromo fan, because she's going to have a 5-point penalty for action detrimental for the round 7, which will take place in Toronto. Let's go ahead and load in the game screen. I'm just by myself for this Friday evening stream. Round 7 through 9 will take place at Toronto Gateway again. And Laguna Seca. Alright. And, oh. I forgot to open up the wiki pages for each of the 3 tracks. Toronto Street Circuit. Which is 1.786 mile, 2.874 kilometer street circuit with 11 turns, and watch out for the turn 5 there. We're going to be racing how many laps? 16 laps. 16 laps, 23-minute time limit, and we're going to try 100% damage multiplier because, well, and the street track will not be used in real life anymore because they're moving to another part of Toronto for next year's real life IndyCar series. I just need to open up a couple more wiki pages, and then we're gonna go ahead and load the track. Okay, so let us go ahead and do a track preview. Following along with Tori. Well, never mind. Let's try someone else. Yeah, let's try Daya, I guess. We'll just fast forward. Yeah. You will start here, and then make your way past turn 1. Go through Princess Boulevard, and past the first couple turns, and then onto Lakeshore Boulevard. And then a slight turn, which doesn't count as a turn according to the track map. Onto Remembrance Drive. Actually, Remembrance Drive is up the side anyway. Turns 3 and 4 onto Ontario Drive, and this is the crazy turn 5, where you're frequently bumping into the wall and stuff. Yeah, onto Princess Boulevard, and then turn 6 through Manitoba Drive, and then 7 and 8. And 9, and then a couple more turns, 10 and 11, and you're home free. Street racing in Canada. Let's set the field. We're gonna have to reset just so we can get an actual grid of drivers. Well, Cromwell's gonna mark off her 5-point penalty for this round by outright failing to qualify, and Daya gets cursed with the track preview driver's curse. So Daya, actually, Rana, Iana, who's been really quiet at the series, also not in, and of course Commander Cromwell. So did not qualify. 5-point penalty, so noted these 4, and let's set the grid for this race. Utada Zoe right here. We'll get pole. It's her first pole of the series. So there we go. And then we have Berrybug, Ashton Martin, who's going to start off row 2. And then, who else? Yukinoshita Peyo, Ariel Yuriko, Grimmy Para, Lita Oriana, Lazuli starting off row 5. Yuno Hanaki will start off row 6 alongside Raki Kazuki, Aite Takanashi, starting off 13th. Bria Cookie Box 14th, and then Orla, Tori Orion, Lorelai Lock, Chucky, Katsumi, Minako Mew, Crystal Milk Tea, Kibawu, Meru Umiko, PFP UFO, and the notorious TBD Tsukimi Bidorni. Rounding out your 24-card field for this round 7 at Toronto, which we will proceed with immediately. Okie dokie, let's just fast forward the proceedings because it's going to take a while to do this pace lap. Let's start off right here and let's not start from this position. That is awkward. So yeah, we just want to make sure Zoe has an intact car as we go through these gosh darn turns. No, not like this. Take 3. This is going to take all night, ladies and gentlemen. This time it's a third car that cannot catch a break. Okay, this is fine. Zoe and Berrybug, your front row for this 16-lap race in Toronto. And then to the final few turns, and we will be set to go. Let's go street racing in Toronto, why don't we? Yes, we're going. And unlike with the IndyCar mod, the TV ticker does seem to be sort of working, I guess. All 24 cars making the way into turn 3 and turn 4, and oh god, here we go into turn 5 for the first time. A bunch of cars slamming into the walls, but I don't see anybody losing car parts as far as I'm concerned. So we mosey along. Hold on, just I need to be on my point standings table, whatever thingy. Zoe, Berrybug, and Ashton Martin. Top 3 after 1. And everyone made it through the first lap without much of an issue. Wait a minute, yeah. You know what, yeah, wait a minute, hold on. I mixed up Kibalu's and Crummel's names, when it comes to mixing up, when it comes to, who didn't qualify. No, Kibu qualified. Yeah. Kibu is the driver who's, dealing with points penalty. Not Crumroll. Crumroll did not make it into, this race. Oh, no! You know. Dealing with that, wall, and, is without a front wing. Who is also without a front wing? Mero, Pia P, Lorelai, and a few others, Rocky, and, yeah. Yeah. Kiba has the points penalty. Crumroll didn't. I forgot how names work. Zoe leading the way. The winner at the Indianapolis Road Course. And here are a few names coming into pit lane, many of which I've already mentioned. Inexplicably, P is staying out, despite no runway. Oh, goodness! A violent hit into the wall by Zoe. You gotta look at that again. Oh, lost a front wing on that turn 5. Oh, man, that is just brutal. Down to 3rd she goes. Nini Yuna is currently 2nd. Barry Bug leading the way. All 3 Beasties members are currently in this race. All 3 Beasties drivers have qualified for this race. Here is Tori mid-pack. Do I have any more drivers having issues? Yeah, there is Zoe and Crystal. Pit lane, Aita Takanashi. EFP. And here is the Beasties member in Barry Bug. Leading away. And Nini Yuna, who's currently 31st out of 32 drivers. Tapping the wall with little to no issue. And here is Ariel Yuriko. Ashton Martin is currently 4th, and Lita Oriana, who we haven't seen much, in the top 5 at the moment, and we still got plenty more laps to sit through. Yep, he's just letting Mero go. Battle for the lead between Yuna and Barry. You know, almost caught Barry, but the Beasties member stays ahead. Okie dokie, what do we have here? Grimmy makes her presence felt. The horror VTuber spooking away Lita Oriana's 5th place position. Grimmy has yet to get a podium. Best finish being 5th at Road America. Tsukimi's fine. The others are fine. And, you know, with an opportunity in these last turns to overtake Barry, but nothing doing still for her. Nothing doing for the Line Time Lights member. Now past the start-finish. And turn 1 she goes. Nini Yuna to the lead. On board with former V-Reverie member Ariel Yuriko. Let's keep an eye on these two. Let's get closer now. Barry Bug on the move against Yuna. How will things go as they approach turn 5? Oh, this may be a bit nuts. And it is indeed nuts, and we have a casualty. We have a casualty. I'm sorry to report. Someone seems to have crashed out of the race, it seems. Oh, that is Barry Bug. Yeah, that is Barry Bug. Oh, Barry Bug's race is over. Oh man, that is just unfortunate for her. A DNF in the streets of Toronto. Ariel up in front now. Una is second and Ashton is third. There's certainly some drivers missing wings. Jackie Katsumi being one of them. Minako Mew is another such driver. These drivers are fine. Bree is fine. Well, Hiba, yeah. Got walled. He being the one with a 5-point penalty for action detrimental before tonight's stream ends. Yeah. You know, Hanaki. Oh man, this yeah, not a good race for her so far. Currently down in 22nd. And Lazuli, oh no, she has gone backwards and now she's gone perpendicular. Losing a bit of ground there, and she's going to have to go into pit lane after this lap. Several drivers being screwed up by whatever this 1.7, 1.8 mile track has provided for many a VTuber in our Factor 1. And why does she have to mess with the placeholder car? Yeah, enough for later. Well, that's another no-go for what has been a season of no-goes for the long-time Indy Lights driver. Cars pushing and shoving. Grimmy screwed up by Minako. Losing third to Ashton Martin. Yeah, a bit of a struggle for Losley at that one turn, and of course, she has done it again. She has lost her front wing again on that turn 5. Yeah. That's gonna be a couple more pills of ibuprofen here. Ashton on the move, passing by Ariel Eureka. Well, there goes the race. There goes the race. That's gonna be another. That's gonna be another pill or 3. So that would put Ariel in the de facto lead, now actual lead. And who still has an intact car? Well, these two, Heo and Grimmy. And oh, Zoe was perpendicular. Just basically screwed up by the wall, yeah, and got dumped by someone else. Minako Mew. Back to live action we go with Ariel Yuriko up in front. 5.5 laps to go in this eventful race. And Hera's race is over, so back to pit lane she goes. So, who else is hurt? Lastly, with a busted engine. Ibuprofen. So, I guess Grimmy has taken over, leading the way here with 5 to go. And behind by almost 3 seconds is Peo, Yukiyoshita Peo. And the notorious TBD is third. Has a chance for a 7th Indy Lights win. That's right, 7. Anywho, TBD. He's fine. How are these two faring? Fine, but TBD remains behind Peo. Now she makes a charge and goes up to second. The super smart jellyfish up to P2 now. As we come down to 4 here. Let's see. Oh, what is Orla doing? That is unnecessary. Peo being frustrated, Bree tried to find the opportunity to strike almost to Peo, but remains just behind. Bree passes Peo, but will she complete? I guess not. Remy made it through fine. TBD. Orla is third. Apparently. Yeah, apparently she's not a lap far down. Remy is still very much fine as she hopes to not only get her first win, but her first podium as well. That's right. She has yet to get a podium. Four series in, and Grimmy just needs to just try to not get into too much frustration in these last few turns. Oh, here comes turn 5 again. Wow, lucky enough to avoid hitting that wall altogether right here, thanks to Zoe. These two are fine. These two are fine. Ray and Rocky have a decent shot at keeping Toronto and Force Axolotls' hands. Yeah, does seem like it. An ultimate lap here. Yumi's lead is now 4.2 seconds over Tsukimi. Nice scramble of positions. Grimmy is fine. How about some of these others? Marrow, F's up. And is just kissing the stack of tires. Yeah, and has lost both front and rear wings. Boy. White flag is gonna be waved for Grimmy. Was 4.2 seconds, now it's only 2.9 seconds. At least just one more, while touchy might do it. Tsukimi trying to catch up to the Grimster. Into the wall! And she's fine! And Tsukimi's not fine! But what a way to finally get her very first podium! And especially on a very difficult street circuit. Getting into victory lane here. That is gonna do it. Grimmy is an Indy Lights winner here in Toronto. Her maiden win taking place here in this ridiculous street circuit. Orla gets her first podium, taking home second, and Peo rounds out the top three with a third place finish. So there is your winner here, Grimmy. Finally getting not only her first podium, but also her first race win. For the others to finish here. Ariel is done, and Zoe likewise finishes, and that's I guess. And race took place, and yeah, you just hate to see this. Okay, and thus the Force Axolotl Fortress in Toronto has fallen. Grimmy, your winner here. Orla, second. Pale, third. Bree, fourth. Tsukimi. And Crystal, Lorelei, Rocky, Ashton finishing ninth. I don't know how that will affect championship standings. Not much. Yuno Hanaki will remain ahead of Ashton. Okay, Yuna, Tori, Kiba, Ariel, Zoe, Yuno, Kiapi, Minako, Hayate, Chiaki, Mero, Para, Lazuli, Lita, and Berrybug. And a whole lot of ibuprofen, yeah, taking place, yeah. Luli especially. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not a DNQ. Yeah, so it's not a DNQ for Crummel, it's actually for Kiba Wu. I keep on keep on messing up the names. Okay, how do I remove comment? Let's see. Kiba, insert note, 5-point penalty. And pull for Zoe, and I'm a bit behind on time. And where is it? Right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop Kiba a few points. So that penalty was not supposed to apply to Crummel. It's supposed to apply to Kiba. Yeah. Yeah, they are close friends, so it's perhaps a bit understandable that it would be easy to mess up their names somewhat. Crystal Milk Tea with 94 points in Rodham Street classification, 20 ahead of Zoe, 74, Grimmy, 64, Para, and both on 59. And I cannot tell when it comes to tiebreaker. All right, Para has the tiebreaker on countback in that classification over. But overall, still leads the way in the points championship with 139. Ashton Martin second, 119. Barry Bug third, 104. PFP 103. Para 101. And get out your ibuprofen. Lita Oriana is currently dead last in the standings with 19. Ironically, it's the Indy Lights 5th series, and it might be a repeat of Indy Cars 5th series years ago. But anyway, we're going to take a break, and I'm going to restart the stream, and then we're going to head over to World Wide Technology Raceway for yet another race there. Alright, see you all in a bit. Alright then, welcome back. I just realized I missed the opportunity to make a Friday Night Lights reference because it's Friday night, we're racing Indy Lights Racing, and I have college football on TV. And Colorado is currently losing to Houston. Yow. World Wide Technology Raceway and Gateway, 1.25 miles in length. In Madison, Illinois, just east of St. Louis. First two turns banked 11 degrees, and the other two banked 9. And we're going to be racing 36 laps. Just showing you the race count for a few seconds. Okay. Alright. Alright. Perfectly fine. Alright. Load. You know what? Not like this. Not like this. Let's re-roll. Let's re-roll the field. Let's re-roll. I didn't want to have to do this, but yeah. And we're gonna have to do a second one. I still didn't want to have to do this. Yeah. So, what's it all about this track? We're inexplicably, using the short oval kit here. As we, just have a look at this circuit going around turns 3 and 4, and I'm gonna showcase a lap or 3. Relatively low banked. But, yeah. The straights are not parallel. That's, what you call an egg-shaped oval. Even though it looks like, that rod thingy in a mortar and pestle. I don't know if it's the mortar or if it's the pestle. I keep mixing up the two. I want to think the mortar is the bowl-shaped thingy, and the pestle is what you use to grind herbs and spices. But I digress. 36 laps at Gateway. And you just enter pit lane just before turn 3, and it's relatively a long entry into pits, I suppose. Rid us, I guess. Neither Aotearoa nor Orla have set a time. Mero and Hayate also missed the cut. And I am gonna need to the points again, because I don't know where Big Bug finished. Well, not much math I need to do. Just a single point for her efforts. So make that 105 points for Berry Bug, not 104. Yeah, didn't affect the championship standings much. Four absentees, 4 DNQs. Yep. Okay. Okay. And speaking of Barry, she has pole. Continuing along with the grid, we have Hanaki starting front row. Points leader starting front low, front row. Words are hard alongside Kibawu, who was not crumb roll. And then Para, also starting off in row 2. Row 3 is Leda, Oriana, and Utada Zoe. And then we have Pia, Minako, Yuna, Grimmy, Alzor Faria, Rana Iana, Tsukimi Midori, Crystal Milk Tea, Crumroll, who is not Kibawu, Aishi I Lazuli, starting in row 9 alongside Ashton Martin. And I guess Ariel, Rocky Chiaki, Lorelei, Kamiko, Renona for once showing up for a race, and Tori Oriana running out the field. Okay, let's get to the action, I suppose. Alright, 36 laps. Short-ish oval racing. I'm gonna fast forward a bit to, I suppose, here. Here's your front row, Berry Bug and Hanaki, row 2, Kibawu and Para. And Leda and Zoe. We are set to go. I forgot what number, round 8 of 12. In or near St. Louis. Go, go, go. Man, the outer row is slow to get out, except for, But we are still rolling. Oh, okay. Alina now wants to make up for that DNF in Toronto, I suppose. Moving up to second, almost took the lead, but Berry Bug was sort of faster. And so after one is Berry Bug, Lita, and Kiba. Kibawu, not Crumroll. It's Istanbul, not Constantinople. Speaking of Crumb, 17. 3 wide, but that's just toward the rear of the field. Some single file, some double file. Points later, who's actually confirmed to get her 2.0 soon. When is certainly a question that is to be determined. But it is happening. Hopefully in time for IndyCar in November, if she ends up winning the Lights title this month. Here's Ashton, the winner of the last oval race, which took place in Kansas. Currently just languishing behind back in 14th. And Oriana. There she goes, up in front. But Berry Bug, nothing doing for her. However, is very fast on the inside line, and she goes up in front. The Mia Loon member only getting a brief taste of the lead as there is the situation, there's the gimmick of this track. Outside line turn 4 is apparently faster than inside line. And we've seen many such cases here in previous races this year. Remember when when gasoline was only $2 per gallon. Those were good times. Those were good times. Anyway, here is Yuno trying to make a move on Lita. And this is more like it. Yuno going into the lead. Will Lita try to go through a outside line? Nah, she's a bit too far away to even bother. Luli just tried to play things safe after her DNF in Toronto. Can't afford to use up any more ibuprofen than needed. Yuna stealing second from Lita. And here's Grimmy trying to avoid previous race winner's curse. Currently in the top 10. Speaking of, Ashton did okay, finishing 9th in Toronto, a race after winning at Kansas. Not nearly as hot this time around, but it's still early on. We are a quarter of the way through this race, with the Oni up in front, followed by one who wants to make that bread. And nothing doing for Nini Yuna, who regresses to third. Two of the benefits of these two. It's been a clean race so far. Everyone is still on the lead lap. And here is Kiba. Who just recently debuted a new outfits as well. But I can't, but doesn't have a usable image that could probably go well for an alternate livery for her, or like the TF100 or a future Lights series, or a couple drivers are running alternate liveries, secondary liveries this series, like for example Raki Kazuki in her second outfit, and there's also Briette Cookie Box, who we've seen just early today. Didn't qualify for this race though. Here is Yuna challenging against Yuno, but again outside turn 3 and 4 faster than inside. And Yuna is fully aware of that. Colorado down by a touchdown minus an extra point, 13-7 midway through the second quarter. Yeah, again, that's not going to work. You know, that's not going to work. not find an opportunity to strike, and it's be frustrating to her. Here's Barry, who's been having a strong rookie season. That is if you discount her DNF in Toronto earlier tonight. Yuno and Yuna. Also, gotta watch out for Lita. Fully aware of the outside line. Retakes second from the championship points leader. A bit of a boost by Lita, but will it be enough? She's boosting again and regains the lead from Nini Yuna. And Yuno is regressing further. Crystal Milk Tea is currently third. One at Road America. Almost threatened by Alzur Faria. And Yuno is slowing down even further. Where did Faria come from? Man, these two like to be together. Why can't Tori catch up to the other two beasties? Yeah. We're only just barely halfway through this race. I feel like we've gone further, but no, it's only the past the halfway point. 20 done, 16 to go. And outside line, Nini Yuna couldn't do anything about that. Now Crystal has a chance to take over the race lead. Lita blocks Crystal's progress. Yuna once on the fun. What is Crystal doing? This will get you nowhere. This will drop you down to third, for sure. Coming down to 14. Again, inside line, not really necessary. That is no good. That is even worse now. Dropping her out of a potential podium finish. Very Bug having a chance for a second to third place finish, or maybe even better. Side by side for the lead, and Crystal takes the lead, wants to get a second win of the series. Cars just playing leapfrog. A slow but steady game of leapfrog. Oh, that will not work. That will not work. Yeah, at least for Lita, on this lap, Barry was further away from the top two as we come down to 11. And now in the front row, Lita wants to be clear of Crystal. And does go clear. Drivers jockeying for position. Laps quickly running out here. Crystal speeding past Lita to take the lead back. That is something different from the norm, and this is and Lita is regressing even further from the lead down to third now. Barry Bug has a chance to lead against Crystal, but as you know, inside line, Yuna wants to steal a potential podium from Lita. Oh man, Nini Yuna takes over in the third spots for sure. Barry, Bug, and Crystal again inside line, nothing to be done. Yuna playing catch up against the Beasties member. Yuna still in the top 10. Crystal still knowing how to use the outside line to her benefit. Cars bunching up together, ever closer now. 30 down, 6 to go. You know, trying to break the line, and no, that is not going to work out for her, I think. She makes no progress. Remains third. Here comes Barry Bug as we come down to 4 laps. Will we have a new race leader? Yes! Barry Bug now leads late in this race, vying for her first win, vying for Beastie's first win. But it's still far from over. Yuna not out of it, for sure. Barry goes clear of Yuna, blocks the inside turn. Now Nini Yuna speeds up, and she takes the lead. Oh, a completely different race winner in the last few laps. Yuna trying for her second lights win, but has 1.5 laps left to make her mark. Grammy to P3. Holy cow! Grammy to P2. Might she go back to back? Gotta watch out for Yuna. White flag is up. Might Grammy have something up her sleeve? Yuna is a bit too far ahead, though. Last chance for something to happen, and the inside line will not quite do it. As Yuna remains ahead, and it's gonna be a race win for Nini Yuna. She is your winner at Gateway. That is her second lights win. Holy moly. Grammy following up a win in Toronto with another podium, her second podium, a second place in Gateway. Berry Bug gets another podium, and out of nowhere, Lazuli has a top 5 finish. Finishing fourth, Elsa Freya running out to top 5, and you got a feel for Lita. Somehow regressed all the way to 7th. That's the best she could get. And holy cow, a lot has happened. That is Nini Yuna's first Indy Lights win since round 5 of Series 1 in New Hampshire. Which is too gosh darn long ago. Nini Yuna, Grammy, Berry Bug. Lazuli with a 4th place finish. Alzara Faria. And Crystal, Lita, Crumroll, Chiaki, and Rana Iana running off the top 10. And then we have Kiba, not Crumroll, and then Minako, finishing 13th. Certainly ahead of a struggling Ashton. Lorelei 14th, and then Piapi, Tsukimi, Hamika Renona, Ariel Yuriko, Zoe, Tori, Ashton, Rocky, and Para. I cannot stop hiccuping tonight. So Berry Bug got pole. Getting her second podium of the month. So that's going to be 29 instead of 28, and that's all the names inserted correctly. Thank God. And how does that shake things up here? Lazuli now leads the oval classification for driver in any single classification to crack the 3-digit barrier, 100 points on the dot. Hanaki is second with 88, Berry Bug third with 82, PFP 64, Ashton Martin 63. And in the standings, oh man, this is spicy stuff we are witnessing. Hanaki still leads, but the lead has narrowed. And good God Almighty! Yeah, I thought I saw something, but yeah. Yeah, okay. Berrybug is now second, 134. Ashton and Lazuli are tied in points with 120. But Ashton, by countback, having 2 wins to Lazuli's 1, currently in third. And fifth is Crystal Milk Tea with 117. My, oh my, what stuff we are witnessing here. As we're going to take one more break, and yeah, Lazuli, fourth currently in the overall championship standings. Yeah, that is what you love to see. All right, we're going to take a break for a few minutes, and then we are going to head on over to Laguna Seca for round 9 of the championship. All right, see you all in a few minutes, everyone. Okay, let's move on. Last race for tonight. I'm already on the game screen, luckily. So look at the list of tracks. Where were we? Okay. Okay, Laguna Seca. WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, that is. A 2.238 mile, 3.602 kilometer, 11 turn track. Right, with elevation changes and whatnot. 17 laps for this race. Let's go ahead and load. Let the Laguna Seca corners begin. Yeah. Yeah. Holy cow. Who's gonna take us through a preview of the track? Orla. Don't be surprised if it takes us multiple attempts to get through the rolling starts. You first go past turn 1, which is this one, and then you go into turn 2, this one, the Andretti hairpin. And then a couple of uneventful right-hand turns, 3 and 4. And this one, which apparently isn't marked as a turn. And then turn 5, and then turn 6. And once you go past turn 6, the elevation changes will start to become really apparent. Onto the Rahal Straight, turns 7 and 8. Everyone's favorite feature of this track, the corkscrew! Here we go! Whee! Soundboard, come on! soundboard doesn't want to work properly. A bit late on that. Anyway, past 9, rainy curve, and then turn 10. And then one more turn, turn 11. Yeah, just checking my soundboard is good. Yeah. At least it's working fine. At least for that button. Grid us. Okay, Crumroll did make it in, but not Kiba-Woo. Blue car made it in, black car did not. Now that I got the confusion managed, let's mark down the names that didn't qualify. Para, Kiba-Woo, Aishiai, Rocky. And that is a pole position for one Bree at Cookie Box, who was absent from the Gateway race, but is showing up here. And another good start for Lazuli. So here is the full field as it stands. Weird Cookie Box, Yukino Shitapeo, Nini Yuna, Lina Oriana Lazuli, Kamiko Renona, Mara Umiko of the what's that group she's in now? I know she's now in an indie group, but the name escapes me at the moment. I'll come back to that later. Lorelei Locke, Ashton Martin, Crystal Milk Tea, Hayate Takanashi, Aoteru Tori, Yuno Hanaki, Daya Fortuna, Onolumi, Ariel Yuriko, Minako Mew, Berrybug Grimmy, Pia P UFO, Tsukimi Bidorni, Tori Oriane, Orla, and Crumroll, not Kiba-Woo. So we're set to go 17 laps. Let's get through as many rolling start attempts as we need to, just to get this race over with. Luckily, we got a nice amount of time to get through this race before Koyori's stream begins. Alright, Bree and Peo, your front row, and then Yuna and Lita and Lazuli and Renona. Attempt number 1 of the starting sequence. Yellow flagged. Right. Attempt number 2 to start this gosh darned race. As cars push for position and such. Also yellow flagged. And a third attempt. Almost missed a start, but probably gonna be a yellow flag likewise. Nope, it's green. We're going ahead. Yeah, but that's gonna put 2 drivers at a disadvantage for jumping to start. Alright, past the Andretti hairpin. Why isn't there a better track mod that allows for better rolling starts? Why isn't there a better mod for this track with a better grid that actually has the pole position row on the inside instead of inexplicably on the outside? Down the corkscrew they go. Cars bunching up together. Crystal Milk Tea without a wing, which we can confirm thusly. No front wing. Anyway. Oh, that's just cheating. Comico Renona has taken the lead, jumped the start and is getting away with it. Brilliant. Just brilliant. No surprise, Crystal having to stop at pit lane as to bring back my window for the current points standings. Hanaki is currently just there. Ashton, however, just languishing all of a sudden. Finished in the late, finished in the 20s, in the 1 point slots in Gateway. Just not a good Gateway race for her, and likewise, she's not doing so hot here. Especially with just doing pretty darn well as it currently stands. Right then, that is 2 done. Car's just perfectly fine going single file. This is a 17-lap race we're racing. Inexplicably, the clock is up. Yeah, there is a hard time limit of 23 minutes. Hayate apparently lost a front wing some time ago. She's having to stop at pit lane. Meanwhile, here is the BTF Pro 2000 winner. In her, perhaps her first go in an Indy Lights car at Laguna. I don't think the VTF Pro Championships drivers had a round here. Pretty sure they haven't, because it's hard to have good roll and start sequences. Free at Cookie Box, just being there, just being here. Yeah, just basically having a mid-season. Wanting to get back on track with perhaps a high finish or a podium of some sort. Currently struggling, though, against the VTF Pro 2000 winner. And here is Lorelei Locke. Who wants a high finish to her name, if possible. And Lazuli, certainly doing much better than how Ashton is faring. Might be another 1 point race result for Ashton if things fail to come Ashton's way. Those were four relatively long laps, it seems. Bree now on the move against Renona. Going into the lead. Lita couldn't quite get past Renona herself. And remains third. Leslie goes past Lorelei. Improves to 5. And here is Yuna. Having a good strong start to her Laguna Seca race. And Outru. I haven't heard much from her all day, or all evening. I still don't know what Mero Umiko's group is called. I just don't remember. I know it's an indie groups that I know it's an indie group which keeps her IndyCar slash Indy Lights eligible. Well, Indy Racing Leagues eligible. That is unlike one Limina Alteri, who says she is not Indy, but hasn't debuted yet. Is planning on joining Glitch Stars, so she's currently in the provisional roster for Corporal Car coming up next month. Bree has regressed. Drops to third. To the benefit of Kamiko Renona and Lita Oriana. Oh man! A scuffle between drivers here in the corkscrew. Rather hard-hitting battle we just saw here. Actually losing ground down to 7th. Beanie, that's what's called. Corn Beanie. Yeah, Mero Amiko's group is called Corn Beanie. Yeah, there is a I'm pretty sure there is a logo for that indie group here. Probably should put decals on her car for that indie group, much in the same way as I have decals for the 3 Beasties members, as you can see here. Yeah, and add on a side pod and on the upper element of the rear wing. Back to the race lead at hand. Oh man, we've only made it through 7 laps, and yeah, time limits is a bit awkward, it seems. Cars are driving slowly for the pace. We've only made it through 7 laps. I don't know why I said it's 17 laps. Ooh, yeah, we've only made it through, like, oh god. We only have a 23-minute time limit, and I don't think we'll be able to reach that count, as far as I'm concerned. So it seems like the race will be decided by time. As we're seeing new and unusual camera angles we haven't seen before for this track. Just to break up some monotony. Some Dutch angles, some close-ups, what have you not. Try to add some of that cinematic pizzazz here. As we got some drivers fighting for positions here in this track near Southern California, around the Monterey area. Oh yeah, the central coast of California, not quite Southern California. Lita Oriana takes the lead. And Bree takes over second. Renona is slowing down somewhat. Sometimes the driving speeds may tend to be rather inconsistent between races. And this track is one of those tracks that may have some slowdown and sometimes may have fast racing. Looks like R Factor found a good day for this track to have a slow racing, coming down to 9 minutes. Remember, 23-minute time limit. Was inexplicably decided to make it a 17-lap race. Maybe I typoed. Probably should have been like 14 laps or something. Seems like it'll be more of a case of a 14-lap. Yeah, the typo is understandable because the keypad button for 4 is just below the keypad button for 7. Speaking of computer keyboards, I see many such cases in which gamers or computer users have a very nice gamer PC build, but they have a keyboard that's rather diminutive, or having relatively few buttons, as Lita screws up here. And Bree regains the lead. Preferring a more compact, smaller percentage keyboard that lacks a numpad. And I ask, why? yeah. I have camera controls that require a numpad. Yeah, rotating of the camera, correcting position and stuff, resetting position, and maybe going up or down, like up, down, or yeah, or zoom in, zoom out. I'm not gonna press those buttons for zoom in, zoom out, but you got the picture. I'm even seeing keyboards that are even more compressed, have even fewer buttons, such that they don't even have proper up, down, left, right keys. Like, yeah, like, that's even more insane, I think. I mean, sure, if you play a PC game or use WASD for movements, but for browsing on the internet, just scrolling down pages, that's just absurd. Using a keyboard without a numpad, a PC is absurd enough, but yeah. A keyboard that has no numpad nor dedicated up, down, left, right buttons, that's even more insane. Oh, man. There's still 5 more minutes of this race to get through. Tori somehow has jumped up to second now. But will she stick? Bree has the advantage of the inside line for this turn at least. It definitely won't stick for Tori. Down to 4th she goes. And Lorelei going a bit wide, losing tons of ground. Renona way ahead of the others by almost 3 seconds. Yeah. And laptops and netbooks, do they still even make netbooks anymore? Yeah, the smaller laptop computers, yeah, I understand. You want to be compact, you want to have a lightweight computer for ease of portability. Yeah, I understand if it doesn't have a dedicated numpad. Yeah. In some cases there is a built-in numpad, but that is taken care of by way of the function key, but it probably wouldn't work as well for me in the case of me controlling camera controls and such for our factor end. So of course, as Tori goes wide, drops to 9th. 3 minutes to go here, and that's probably gonna be 14-15 laps. Bree trying to catch up to Renona. Actually, these two are vying for their first lights, when these 3 for sure, these 4 for sure. Did Minako win a race previously? Well, yeah, actually, yeah, she has won twice, but yeah. Well, she has dropped a few spots. Down to 2 minutes here. And it does not... Will it look like there'll be a white flag up? Yeah, it does not look like there'll be a white flag up. Because I see times at 1:30, 1:34 at the worst. So that should be 2 laps left. So it's going to be a 16-lapper for sure. That is, unless they drive slow enough to render that 16th lap moot. 3. Let's go rather close to Renona. Just gonna watch out for Lita. No incidents as far as I'm concerned about this race. It's just a simple joyride. Just everyone driving relatively slow here. Our factor chose a time for not much chaos to take place, it seems. So yeah, it's not going to be 17 laps, it's going to be 16 laps. White flag, I guess. 3. Let's catch up to the WeatherTech Pro 2000 champ. Right behind her. Let's find an opportunity to overtake if possible. We also got to watch out for Lita. Oswald 4th. Uniona 5th. Certainly gonna avoid the previous race winner's curse at this rate. And Renona is peeling away from Bree. Up the Rahal Straight. And down the corkscrew for the last time in this round, Lita steals second from Bree. That's probably a much needed podium boost for her. But it's been dominance for the WeatherTech Pro 2000 winner. And she is gonna get her first win in the second tier of Indy VTuber racing. Comico Renona is an Indy Lights winner here at Laguna Seca. Renona on the board for the first time in Indy Lights. A very nice drive as time expires before 17 laps can even be completed, so the race will end at 16 laps. 24 minutes, 25 seconds, .864. Lita Oriana, thankfully, has a podium. And Bree at Cookie Box will have to settle for a third place finish. Her bid for her first win will have to extend another day. Sullivan before we drop past the corkscrew for Renona as this race ends Race ends rather duly. Renona winning for the first time in Indy Lights, and then we have Lita second, Bree third, Lazuli getting a fourth place finish, and Yuna fifth, avoids the curse with a very nice top 5 finish. Sixth place, that is big for her, considering Ashton finishing dead last in this race. Holy moly. Anyway, Minako 7th, Orla 8th, and then Aotaru, Lorelei, Mero, Grimmy, Tori. Jeez Louise, Ashton Martin not having a good evening here. As we come down to 3 races. All right, RL 14th, Daya, 15th, Onolumi, finishing 16th, and then PFP, 17th, Peo, 18th, 19th, Tsukimi, 20, Crumroll, not Kibawu, Berrybug, 21, and then Crystal, Hayate, and Ashton. Well then. Bonus for Briette Cookie Box, and Berrybug, again, a 1-point performance. Relatively decent on the ovals, but the last 3 road races last 3 road and street races have been complete duds for Barry. He has competed in all races so far, yet but the last 3, the first 2 road and street races have been fine. The last 3 have been mediocre. As we'll see how it is with the road and street classification. Crystal Milk Tea currently leads the classification with 95 points. Hanaki second, 79. Third, Utah Zoe 74, Grimmy is 4th with 73, and Renona with a nice point total in 5th, 69. And your top 5 as they stand, I'm gonna have to do some editing. This isn't right. Yeah, gonna have to do some editing. Top 5 after round 9. Currently leading the way is Yuno with 167. Yeah, just to make sure the points, I think the points look right. I don't think I see anything wrong. These should look right. Second, Peachy Dayo. Leslie with 145, behind by 22 points. Berrybug is third, 135, so down 32. Fourth is Ashton, regressing even further, 121, down 46. And fifth is Crystal with 118, behind by 49. That's your top 5 as they currently stand as we get out of here. And I'm afraid that we have a whole bunch of names that are out of championship contention. I am sorry to report that Onolumi is one of the drivers out of title contention. Much to the dismay of one certain adorable, cute and cuddly spider. ahead and close this up and focus on Kamiko Renona's car. So, what did we learn for tonight? Yeah, we learned that we're going to have a very nice title fight on Sunday morning, for sure. And also that Laguna Seca, fun racing in real life. Rather inconsistent in R Factor. And Gateway is raced on way too many times, and yeah, Toronto, yeah, it's too much ibuprofen. Lap. Anyway, that's gonna do it for tonight. Back again on Sunday morning for the grand finale as we determine who will win the Indy Lights title and earn that spot in the IndyCar Series in November. Last 3 rounds will take place on the short oval of Milwaukee, road course at Portland, and an intermediate oval at Nashville. That's coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern on Sunday morning, the 14th. So please have a nice rest of your evening. I'm going to go have dinner and watch the rest of this Colorado-Houston game. Oh, it's a very close one now. And then also, please have a good Saturday. Please have a very fun Saturday. And I'll see you again on Sunday morning for the finale of Indy Lights Series 5 on the BTRP channel. Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening. What's your dag?